The Trebuchet is one of the most powerful and deadly siege engines created in the medieval period. A huge towering engine capable of firing projectiles at 150 miles per hour over a distance of 300 yards, the Trebuchet was able to reduce strong fortifications to ruins in a matter of hours. The destructive power of the Trebuchet was unrivaled until the discovery of gunpowder. The most recognised design of the Trebuchet is the counterweight version. This was the most advanced version of the Trebuchet and the most destructive. The first use of the Trebuchet is recorded in ancient China in the 4th century BC. However, in that period, the Trebuchet was very basic in design, as opposed to the later counterweight variety. The design of the Trebuchet is such that the Trebuchet makes use of counterweights and levers to achieve its goal to launch projectiles. Height can range from between 70 feet to 100 or even higher. As with any large siege engine, movement is restricted, especially with the Trebuchet, as most were constructed on site rather than being wheeled in due to size and mass, hence why most were used in sieges and not conventional field battles. The construct of a Trebuchet is a long beam attached to an axle connected to a base frame at the bottom. A sling is attached to the top end of the beam to fix a projectile. The counterweight is connected under the lower base of the hinge with bits of wood and stones inside the counterweight to hold it down. To fire the Trebuchet, winches or thread wheels are used to pull down the counterweight in order to build up charge to fire. When pressure has been built enough to fire, blocks are used to hold until release. When the Trebuchet fires, the counterweight drops down and the sling flicks up and throws the projectile. Historically, many types of projectiles were used for the Trebuchet. Some examples are debris for damaging walls and buildings, and in some grim cases, corpses of cows and even humans have been used to demoralise enemies or to spread disease among the defenders. The Trebuchet saw a lot of action during the Crusades in the Middle East during the 12th century, as both Christian and Muslim leaders used them in siege warfare. The most famous Trebuchet was called Warwolf and was created on the orders of Edward Longshanks or Edward I of England. This towering beast of a siege engine is recorded to have been the biggest ever constructed and was used during the Scottish War of Independence. The design of this Trebuchet was so large that it took at least 30 wagons to carry all the parts to a battle. Edward I was besieging Stirling Castle in July 1303 AD when he ordered his siege engineers to construct Warwolf. The Scots inside Stirling Castle could only watch in horror as Warwolf was being constructed. Upon seeing the completed Trebuchet for the first time, the Scottish garrison surrendered to Edward. Edward, being the egomaniac he was, demanded the Scots stay inside Stirling Castle as he wanted to test the destructive power of his new creation. With projectiles weighing allegedly 300 kilograms, the castle walls didn't stand much of a chance, and after firing several projectiles, a large section of the outer wall crumbled. This was the ultimate medieval siege weapon.